Hey everybody, it's time to trash talk Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. Okay, kidding. But I should say that every time I talk badly about them, it's not out of hate, it's about love and care because I just want them to do something good with our beloved Lara Croft. But it never happens. But it's just how I am. I talk to my nieces and my nephews and my friends and family in the same way. It's called tough love. That's what I call it. It's like I want to see people be successful. I want to see good things happen, and because I grew up being, uh, you know, uh, I don't know, chewed out kind of when I don't know. It's just like, but I look back and it's like, okay, those things, people doing those things to me helped me grow, and it's how I try to. That's how I show my love to people. But anyway, I digress. It's just like I wanted to talk about Crystal Dynamics compared to Capcom, and in particular Resident Evil and Lara Croft or Tomb Raider. Because when you see how Capcom has done so much with Resident Evil, it just shows you that Crystal Dynamics really doesn't care about Lara Croft. Capcom is an example of a company that actually cares about their product because they do so much with Resident Evil. And, I'm not a Resident Evil expert, but I'm a pretty big fan. And, they've made tons of games. And, I don't know, I probably don't have the exact number, but I know they've made at least 25. And that includes, the main line of games, the remasters, the remakes. I don't know, 25 is probably not near the right number, but when it comes to Tomb Raider, they've got from everything from mainline games to spin-off games. It's under 20 games, like I think it's 18. I mean, it could be 19. I tried counting it up, and I'm just like, just having an approximate number is okay, because it's like, okay, Lara Croft Tomb Raider has over, or just under 20, and Resident Evil probably has close to 30, but, and it's just sad, because they both came out in 1996, Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1, and Tomb Raider on, they call it Sega Saturn. I know, that sounds stupid not to know. It's like, everybody I know says, it came out on PlayStation first, but then I heard it came out on Sega Saturn, and I grew up playing it on the PC. But, whatever. It came out in 1996. That's the important thing. They both came out in 1996. And the fact that Resident Evil has more to this day than Tomb Raider is just... It's just, just shows that Capcom cares more about their product than, the people who have had Tomb Raider. Of course, when Core had Tomb Raider, they made 9 games, as far as I know. The first one, Unfinished Business. Number 2, The Golden Mask. Number 3, The Lost Artifact. The Last Revelation, Chronicles, and Angel of Darkness. So that's 9 games, right? Yeah. And so it's like Core obviously cared more about Lara because they cranked those out in like a not very many years, like 5, 6 years or 7 years. And once Crystal Dynamics got a hold of it, it's like all these years pass, like 20 years almost, and hardly anything. I mean, enough, some fun things, but nothing that really does like extreme justice to the franchise. I mean, Legend, Anniversary, Underworld, and then the reboot trilogy, they're all fun games, but and you got the spin-off ones like Lara Croft Go, and the Temple of Osiris, and Guardian of Light, and Relic Run. Those are just kind of spin-offs, but they were still fun. But it still doesn't match what Capcom has done with Resident Evil. And not only has they've made a lot of games, they've done remakes and remasters, and I think that the remastering of their some of their original games, at least they remastered. I don't think they remastered the PlayStation games. They're just remaking those. I could be wrong, but they remastered 0, and then the Resident Evil remake. They had it on, and they made the Origin collection for PS4, and that's really cool. Of course, I only care about those on the GameCube, and they remastered number 4. And I'm not somebody who does a lot of downloading. Really rarely, like once a year, it seems like. My husband used to play the Hunter Call of the Wild, and so he would get like PlayStation store cards, like $10 cards or whatever, every once in a while to buy like a new map. And so that was that was the most we really did. And he bought Stranded Deep because that was a download only game. But we had some money left over in the account, and I was like, I'm just gonna look at the PlayStation Store. We had like $8, and it's been in there for like 2 years. And because I am a physical copy person, I always have to have a physical copy. I don't like things that are in the cloud. I don't like downloading movies. I like to buy my soundtracks. I like to buy my movies. Hope I didn't just repeat myself. Sorry, but it's the same with video games. I like hard copies. But I was like, I'm just going to look at the PlayStation Store. We really need to use that $8. And I found Resident Evil Code Veronica X. And I was like so excited. I was like, oh wow. And it was $6. And I never thought I'd get to play that game because it's for PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, and GameCube. And I have not had a functional PlayStation 2 in so long. From me and my husband's experience, that has always been the least reliable machine for us. We've always taken care of our machines, but they would just go kaput anyway, and then we'd keep trying to find more that worked, and they never did, and it's just like, okay. So Code Veronica, if I ever wanted to play it, I would have to get it for GameCube, and it's like $100 right now, or a little more than that. And so I saw it on PlayStation 4, I'm like, okay, that is so cool. Capcom is cool because they put their games, they make their older games available now, like remastered, and I just think that's so great. And it's just like, why the fuck does Crystal Dynamics not do that with Tomb Raider? And it's just like, I mean, I think the answer is basically that, I mean, this is just my deep down feeling, is that they just don't give a fuck about Tomb Raider. But, you know, it makes me really admire and appreciate Capcom. And, I don't know, I just feel like I'm getting a little bit more into Resident Evil series. I haven't played the remakes or a lot of the newer games. I've played Biohazard, but that's about it. But it's just like, wow, they really care about their product. They care about the fans. I've heard a lot of good things about the remakes of number 2 and 3. Number 4, I don't know. Someone told me some things, but we'll see. But it's just like, why doesn't Crystal Dynamics care about Lara, you know? It's just because when I saw that, I mean, they didn't just have Code Veronica for download on the PlayStation Store. They had a couple other games, and they were just all like a good price, and I'm just like, that is really cool. So yeah, I just think that Capcom puts Crystal Dynamics to shame because they actually show they care, and Crystal Dynamics does not, and it's just sad. But you know, hopefully in the future something will happen with Tomb Raider. I really think the best thing that could ever happen is for Crystal Dynamics or Embrace or whatever, they pass Tomb Raider along to somebody else, or somebody else buys them. I don't know. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Probably would be a decade, and at that point, Lara Croft would probably be just gone. I don't know. But I gotta say that I think that there's a boom in like classic Tomb Raider I don't know, sales, like on eBay. Whenever I go on there to try to like just find something to add to my collection, people are just always going nuts over classic Tomb Raider figures and action figures and stuff. And it kind of is cool. I like seeing that people are so crazy about the classic games and the classic character rather than the new one. I mean, the most expensive Tomb Raider figure online is the mannequin, the classic style Lara mannequin, for it's like $3,000. Of course, they do have those Weta Workshop figures from the reboot trilogy. Well, they have the Shadow of the Tomb Raider one, and then they have like the Tomb Raider Anniversary inspired one, and those are like over $2,000. But you know, still the most expensive Tomb Raider figure is the classic Lara. And I personally would not want to get a Tomb Raider mannequin. If you've watched my other videos, I already have a Alicia Vikander cardboard cutout, so I guess that's good enough. I might want to get a different cardboard cutout eventually, but anyway, I need to work on my Resident Evil collection. I have not really noticed how many different action figures there are. I think a Leon action figure would be cool, and Claire, I don't know if they've made, I don't know, but yeah. just my rant about the whole thing is, yeah, just Resident Evil is definitely a more. It's like I think in my opinion, my deep down feeling is that the fan base of Resident Evil and the fan base of Tomb Raider, I think they have to be around the same number. I don't know. Maybe Resident Evil's got a little more, but it's just so it just doesn't make sense that Resident Evil gets a lot more, like the Capcom gives it more attention. I mean, I guess it's just because Crystal Dynamics sucks and they hate the fans. That's what it feels like. I mean, if they don't hate the fans, they need to show they don't hate the fans, because the way they act, actions speak louder than words. They sure make it feel like they hate us and they hate Lara, And if they don't, they need to say it. They need to show it, rather than just be mysterious. Because sometimes I feel like that's how they are. It's like just mysterious, little tweets here and there that make you raise a brow, and you're like, okay, what are they doing, And and then their YouTube channel, they hardly put anything on there. Like, I swear it's been over a year, and it's just disappointing. Everything about Crystal Dynamics is disappointing, and just makes me miss the good old days when Core was around. They really cared about Lara, and they made quality games. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, Crystal Dynamics, or somebody recently released a 2-hour documentary about Crystal Dynamics, and I tried to watch it, and I was just like, no, I can't. It was just like, I can't watch this because these people don't even care. They didn't even have classic Tomb Raider. They're going to be talking about the other games, and it was even worse because I went through some of the comments, and this just got me. Somebody was saying, I didn't care about Tomb Raider till the reboot came out in 2013. In fact, I looked down upon the classic Tomb Raider games, and I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't really like using the phrase, you're not a real gamer unless... But seriously, if you're not... I really feel like you're not a real gamer if you at least... I mean, you don't have to play the original games, because I understand it's hard for some people to get access to the older games. Of course, there's no excuse for Resident Evil, because you can download those original games from the PlayStation Store. But it makes sense if you can't access Tomb Raider games, but you can at least look at them on YouTube. And anyway, you're not a real gamer if you don't at least appreciate older games. Like, you don't have to play them, but you should appreciate them. And to say you looked down on classic Tomb Raider, like, you could say, you could say you weren't a big fan, but you could, like, I always like to say, if it's something I don't like, I say, well, I'm not a big fan, but I can still appreciate it. And it's like, just seeing that person say they look down on classic Tomb Raider, it's like, you could say that you didn't like the way she looked, but you got to still appreciate that game laid a foundation for so many games. So many games get inspiration from Tomb Raider, and even the newer Tomb Raider games, like Uncharted. It feels like a lot of people say Tomb Raider copies Uncharted. Well, I think they take from each other, but honestly, it's like, okay, Tomb Raider never took the reboot trilogy. They never took enough from Uncharted. Like, I think that if they had taken more from Uncharted, like ideas and inspiration, I think it would have been better. But yeah, I don't know. It's just anyway. I'm kind of going all over the place, but I definitely think that Resident Evil fans are in a good place because they're lucky. Capcom takes care of them, gives them good stuff. It's just like they're lucky. Us Tomb Raider fans are kind of out of luck because Crystal Dynamics doesn't care. Well, I'm about done. I've been ranting quite a bit. I want to kind of add something. I've been wanting to talk about this, but I didn't want to do like just a separate video for it because I don't want to attract any weird viewers. Not weird viewers, but I don't want to attract trolls because I want to talk about trolls for a second. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. I really don't understand trolls because why do they sit through an entire video that pisses them off? Like, if I start to watch the beginning of a video and I'm like, okay, I don't agree with this, I just step away. I'm like, I'm not going to torture myself. Like, why do these trolls torture themselves watching a 20-minute video of an opinion that they don't appreciate and they don't like? It's like, don't torture yourself, you don't need somebody's approval, And then another thing is they leave these comments that in the I'm not saying on my channel, but like I've seen other trolls leaving comments on other people's channels, and they say like somebody was saying that they're talking about a rumor, and they're like this person's channel, the person on the channel, they're saying they were heard about a rumor and they had a gut feeling it was true, and then one of the people in the comments saying, "I'm mad at you. You are so stupid for believing in that rumor." And it's like, it feels so controlling. It's like, why are you trying to be so controlling? It's like, you probably are horrible to be in a relationship with, because if I were eating a donut, you'd be like, "Don't eat that. I'm mad at you for eating that. You need to watch your weight." It's like, it just feels controlling. It's like, I never ever get the feeling to leave a comment to say, you need to do this. It's like, people can live their life the way they want to. I don't care. It's like, they can have whatever opinion they want. So it's just kind of a weird thing. I wanted to kind of just talk about that for a minute. It's just trolls. I don't understand them. Why torture yourself through a video you don't like? And then why do you got to be so controlling and try to? It's like, nobody's gonna agree with everybody, you know. Me and my husband don't agree on everything, but I still love him, and I think it's great that we can have differing opinions and still get along. And I can appreciate that he has a different opinion, and I in fact like hearing different opinions. It opens my mind to new things. So I don't know. It's just sad we don't live in a more peaceful world. We live in a world where people gotta fight all the time. Anyway, sorry. Thank you for listening. I just that was kind of just my bonus little segment of just, it was a bonus rant. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please have a pleasant day, and I will talk to you later.